Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this rather lovely, what have we called him? Fairy Lantern Wish tag. A Fairy Lantern Wish tag. Yes, so for this we've got a little bit of dinkling going on. And what else have we got? We've got the fuchsia stamp. I think this fuchsia stamp is gorgeous. It can be used along that side for borders really nicely and from the top. And it's just got that, oh, it's just lovely. Can't really put it into words, but just, yeah, like it. One of my faves, that one. And this, I love the Fairy Lantern set. Now, I think I need to qualify. I love the fairy lanterns, because I just feel like I want to make them shine. I want to put the lights on, you know. I would love these as fairy lights. I think they would be gorgeous and they would be mine. Anyway, so let me just, I digress, let me get back on track. So this is a wonderful tag. It's on the watercolour card. Yeah, watercolour card tag. Not easy to say. It's a bit of a tongue twister. And look at those. Look, they're so delicate, those fairy lanterns, the fairy lantern set. And we've got a bit of glitter in there. Don't know if you can see it, but just enough to make it have that magical fairy sparkle. I'm rather loving it. I am. And this is just the top of a stamp whose name escapes me, but I will find that out. Yeah. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I will find it out. So, enough chat from me. Come with me. Let me show you how it's done.
Okay, so we're going to start off doing a Dinkles background. So I've got my small watercolour card, which I'm spritzing with some water in a spray bottle. And this is a needle tip bottle that has yellow dinkles with bronze metallic mica minerals. And you can see me using the lanterns, the Fairy Lantern set stamps, and just placing them where I'm going to pop them so I can see where I want that lovely yellow. Now I've got another bottle of dinkles ready in the wings, but before I do that I'm using the Ranger Heat tool just to dry off that yellow. And you can see anything that's going over the edge I'm just collecting before it causes a bit of a mess to my other side. Now, I haven't deliberately tried to make that shape. The dinkles have sort of worked it all out by themselves in the water. And that's fine. So this, my friends, is, again, a needle tip bottle. And it is Dinkles Blue Dragon. And that was some sea green as well. Now this is a large blender and I'm just splatting it and pushing it into the card so that you get a pale blue background. So I've popped my stamps onto an acrylic board, and again it's the Fairy Lantern set, and just placing it over, I've inked it up in VersaFine Clair Shady Lane, and I've just placed it over where the yellow was. So it will give the effect eventually of some sort of light coming out of there. And the same goes with its opposite number, the other stamp in the set. Lovely. Now this is the fuchsia stamp, which I'm inking up in VersaFine Clair Shady Lane. And I'm going to have it dangling over the top, a bit like a fringe. I just love this. It's an something. Undervalued, that's it. So, from the Balance stamp set, I'm inking up in VersaFine Clair Charming Pink. And I'm just popping the word Wish. It doesn't look particularly pink. I think that's because I've got a bit of stainage on it. So, pink is the way I was going, but it's whatever colour you fancy. And I'm just placing it around. There we go. So now, using my Kuretake Clean Colour Real Brush Pens in the orange tones, start off with the palest one first. and that was yellow first, and then this sort of very light orange, and just dot and colour in at the little spaces. Now I've started off with yellow as a base, and I'm just using that darker orange. Oh, it's a bit of my hair, sorry. Obviously got so involved, my head got closer to the paper and in the way of the camera. So just slowly build up your colour in places. Now you can see the darker is going around the outside, the edges. Yeah, so that we get a more three-dimensional appearance. And if you want to try and blend in some of that colour, take the lighter colour and just go over the top. Yeah, I loves it. Now I'm doing a couple of lines on the outside of that as if the light was shining out. So crack open your Posca pens. We're going in to do some accents. This is the pale pink. And I'm going to the fuchsia at the top. Give your pen a good shake to make sure that you've got the ink flowing, or the acrylic ink flowing. And just doing the top part of that flower. Can you see? And the buds and things, just to give us that lovely different texture and a splash of colour. So now this is my sparkly or glittery red Posca, and I'm just adding a touch of that near to where the pale pink went, on the buds and such like. Couple of dots around the stamens and things. And this is the pale green. I'm just activating it. Give it a good shake, which you're obviously unable to see. It's the apple green Posca pen. And there we go. The ink's come down now. And just go inside the leaf. The stamp does all the work for you. All you do is allow a little bit of a hint of colour inside. So it's almost like the stamp acts as your outline. Yeah, that is the plan. Loves it. Look at that splash of colour. So it's a really positive palette that we're working with. I'm adding some of that lovely apple green on top of the shady lane that we inked up the fairy lantern set in, just to give it that, again, splash of positive colour. Bright and lovely. Ah, my friend, the Posca pen, aqua green. And just adding a few dots around. And I think dots, you know, they just add a touch of magic, don't they? Look lovely. So we've gone back with some apple green to add some little touches to the leaves at the top of the flowers. And putting some green on the little heart that's above the eye of the wish. Do rather like that. Now let's ground those lanterns, otherwise they're just going to be floating in midair. So this is the very top of the Willow stamp. I'm not inking up all of it, I'm literally just using the top, which I think is rather lovely. And I've inked it up in VersaFine Clair Warm Breeze, and I'm layering it up. You can stamp it first generation and second generation. So in other words, stamp it once and then stamp it again without inking up again. Fabulous. So what should we do now? Back with the aqua green, add some more dots. Why not? If in doubt, add more dots. And I'm just taking it from the willow up into the main centre of the picture, and again from the fuchsia down. And that leads us back to the centre, because the main bit, the main focus should be the fairy lantern set. So adding a touch of darker orange just to some of the edges, and then I'll pop it on a spare piece of paper and add some quickie glue. So I'm going to add some glitter to this. So this is all I'm doing, little dots leading up towards the fairy lantern set. Okay, Obviously do as much or as little as you want, but I think just having splots of glitter, tiny, because the Quickie glue pen allows you to do tiny. Take off anywhere that you think might be a little bit wet and grab some glitter, which is what I did. I blotted there. And I'm just going to pop some Starbrights Eco Glitter, and this is Turkish Delight, which is a lovely pinkish tone, which echoes back into the fuchsias at the top. I'll pop it back into the jar so that we can use it another day. Tap off any excess. And let's see what happens next. We're going to add a frame. Hurrah! So I've got my stencil brush size 3 and Elements Ink Mermaid, and I am literally giving the Willow a bit of a background at the bottom, and I'm going to extend that up to just the edges of the tag. Now I love doing this because it's like you're really doing a circle on the other piece of card and your brush is just catching the edge of the tag. And it gives it a lovely outline and helps the whatever scene you've got going on the tag or card come to life just that little bit. It's almost like it's safe. It's got permission to pop and look stunning. So this is a very light and lovely tag. What are we doing for finishing touches, I hear you ask? Well, good question. Let's see. So I've taken a red Posca pen and I'm just going to add some red to the centre of the fuchsia stamp at the top. And some yellow onto the stamens, those dingly-dangly bits that are hanging out of the main flower plant. And some yellow onto, I'm only dotting on the leaves even, and some yellow on the fairy lanterns. Again, only dotting. Little bit of dottage. Lovely. Now we've got that dark frame, you can add some yellow to it just to let it all make sense and belong to each other. Lovely. Sometimes you have to stop. Anyway, well done, you did it. Well done.
Well, I hope you enjoyed making that tag. I know I did. I did because it comes across as quite a light touch. Now, I love colour. You may well have worked that out by now. And sometimes I can find that my colours are just so bold. There's no white left on the page. You almost can't see that there's a page beneath it. And that is, I'm afraid, just the way of the mixed media person that I am. However, this one is just, I mean, I know you've got that splash of yellow. Sorry, that was a bit intense, but that splash of yellow for the light that gives you that hint that those lights are switched on. But there's something really delicate about it. Don't know if you agree, but I just like it. It sort of feels like twilight wishes, you know, sort of not quite nighttime, not a bit darker than daytime. The lights have come on automatically, maybe. You never know, they might be solar powered or maybe they're fairy wish powered. We don't know. We don't know. So, yeah, do love this. And that glitter just gives it that little magical edge. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed having the go with me today and making this tag. I know I have. So if you've got any comments that you'd like to leave about this craft, please pop them in the post below and I'll do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I can. So thank you for coming along. Anyway, I'm going to go now. So have great fun, happy crafting, and see you again soon. Bye.